Hello everybody, my name is Cool Blue and I'm bringing out this video of me talking about some technology things, and today I'm going to be recording a video, or at this time I'm going to be recording a video talking about how to, as the title says, get NDI to work over the Rodecaster video from your computer through VCL. I don't know how exactly I'm going to title it, but it's going to be some form of that. It is clearly late at night, so let me go ahead and just get going first with our background music, because you know I love my background music, so gotta get that background music going. And yeah, so let's go and talk about what happened. So my friend and I, we recorded a live stream, and when we recorded the live stream, the stream didn't play very well. There were some skips due to some network issues that my ISP solved, thankfully. But unfortunately, they solved it while we were streaming. So needless to say, we didn't have a complete stream. We do backup record at the same time. So we stream and record because we use a Rodecaster video. And I do the same with my ATEM Mini that I used to use back in the days. But it came down to the point where we had a 42 gigabyte recording, and I just wanted to see if I can just restream a thing. Because back in the days, Twitch used to have an ability to restream things, and you still can do that. You just have to do it manually. So I wanted to find easy, straightforward manual way to do so. So all that goes along with to say that's what the problem was. I found a solution that was using VLC to run NDI. So using VLC, I can do a network device interface or use NDI to send a video stream from VLC over to the Rodecaster video. And that allowed me to play the live stream through VLC, so I didn't have to worry about people seeing stuff on my screen. I didn't have to worry about, you know, if I popped up a YouTube video on my computer while that 2-hour stream was running in the background, it didn't interrupt anything, and it didn't cause any problems or disruptions, as long as I didn't mess with VLC, of course. And yeah, it worked out pretty well. I did have to do some finagling to get it to work, so this may not be the most efficient way to get it to work, but this is just the way that I got it to work, and I wanted to make a video documenting this and also passing it on to everybody else out there who wants to try to do this themselves, because I feel like this is a very powerful thing, and maybe Rode in the future can fix some of the shortcomings. I don't know exactly what the shortcomings are from a technical perspective, but I just know from a logical, like what I had to do to get it working perspective. I'll just explain that and let the people who are way smarter than I am, who have a way higher pay grade than I do, solve some issues or fix some problems if they can be fixed. So in order to talk about this, I am going to switch over to my computer screen here. So let me go ahead and switch over. And what we're looking at here is we're looking at my screen. Yes, you can see it's very late at night because I decided to do this very late at night for some reason. So for this video, I'm going to talk about a few different things. I'm going to try to show you the path of what I went through. And hopefully that'll be enough to explain it and allow you all to follow along. So first and foremost, I'll need VLC, of course. So I have VLC already. It's right here, running in the background actually, right now. So let me actually stop it. And I got to revert some settings. I forgot to do that before I got here. And the second thing that you'll need is NDI tools. So NDI tools can be downloaded from NDI's website. This is the documentation page. Sorry, I was being silly. Let me go back. I think this is the one. Yeah. So NDI tools from this website. This is the official NDI website. NDI, again, stands for Network Device Interface, from what I understand. But NDI tools is very useful. It's very cool. It's very neat. You can download it from here, and then once you do download it and install it, you'll launch this NDI tools launcher. Now, I will say about this NDI tools launcher, one word of warning is that it will ask you for like your name, first and last name, email address, and all that fun stuff. You can ignore that completely and not use this part. I think you should be able to still get to all the plugins and stuff, because if you go into your start menu after you finish installing it, you'll be able to get to it over here. Where's NDI tools right there? And once I open that up, you can see that all of the little bits and bobs are here. The only one that's not here, I guess, is the plugin. So maybe you do have to go through it. I don't know. I didn't appreciate having to put my information in there. And then I closed out of it, went back in, and I had to put my information again. So that was really annoying. So long story short, I didn't try to do it from this perspective. I just did it from the put my information in. You can also put bogus information in. I'm sorry, NDI tools, if you're going to get a bunch of bogus information, but you shouldn't be asking for that much information just for somebody to launch a UI. This is really dumb. Anyway, my frustrations with the software side. Once you are inside of this specific page, you need to get to the plugins, and one of the plugins is NDI for VLC. That is what we need. We need that. So we're gonna go ahead and click on that, and it's gonna go ahead and install. And once it installs, it might pop up a little pop-up window. I think mine's did, and it asks for some extended network permissions. I rejected one of them, allowed the other one. I rejected the public, I allowed the private. For private networks, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was 5 hours ago. But my exhaustion aside, that was what I needed to do. Now the next part that I needed to do, once you do that, is you close out of VLC. And then after you close out of VLC, you open it back up. Oh, I guess I gotta close that out fully. I didn't close it out completely. There you go. And then you open up VLC again. I'm just gonna open it by launching this video. And my settings are set for NDI already, but I'm gonna show you how I got there. So you're gonna click on Tools. You're gonna go down to Preferences. And then once you're here, we're gonna click on Audio, and we're gonna change the output module from default over to NDI audio output. So, or sorry, automatic. So it should be automatic initially. So you're gonna switch that to NDI audio output. That's what the plugin added to our VLC. So we want that. And then for video, we're gonna go into the video section over here. And we're gonna do the same where it says output. We're gonna switch this from automatic down over to NDI video output. So those are the two things you need to do. So we're gonna save that, and once we save that, we should be able to close out of VLC, launch out another video, and then boom, your video is now running in NDI. Hooray! Now I will say that you're not done yet. You're not done yet. So don't worry. There's still more steps because technology loves the technology. Excuse me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to go to the Rodecaster. Actually, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go to the Rodecaster, and it's gonna be hard for me to demonstrate this. Actually. What you would do from here is you would go into the Rodecaster, you would click into a source, and you would edit a source. But because I'm recording with the Rodecaster that I'm editing, I cannot actually change the source here. So that goes a long way to say that I have a little video that I prepared where I'm showing this, so I got to revert my changes here. So give me a second. Let me stop this video, close out of this, change these settings, back. I want to clarify, you don't need to do this part. I just need to do this to actually play the video so I can show you guys the issue that you will face. So there we go, save, close, switch those back to automatic. I just undid my changes there. And I'm gonna play this little video here, this VLC NDI adding failed. And we'll see here on this little video that I'm going into my Rodecaster while it's not recording. I see no sources currently. And then I go into my video, I go into play VLC, and I'm playing VLC, it's in NDI mode. I'm gonna prove that here by going into preferences, clicking on video, you see NDI video output is right there. Close out a little window, and then VLC is still playing. I click on my network, click on my NDI device, and I click on my name of my computer in VLC, and it says disconnected. And it's like, what the heck? What's going on? Why is it not working? So that's what I wanted to show, but I can't show it live. So I did a pre-recording of it, but that's essentially what you would face if you try to do this at the time that I'm recording this video. So the question is, how do you fix that? And that is a great question. So the way that you fix that is you will have to, I think, well, first let me talk about this, what I think the cause is. I think the cause of that is the fact that, the Rodecaster is able to do NDI, but it cannot do all the NDIs. Apparently there's different levels of NDI. I'm not fully aware of all the levels, but the Rodecaster is able to ingest NDI 1, 2, and 3, and not the newer ones. Or newest one. If you were to ask me what the newest ones were, like I said 12 times already, I don't know what those newest ones are. But essentially boils down to the simple fact that the Rodecaster cannot ingest that because it's too advanced or something. I don't know. So the fix for that is if you go over into your NDI launcher, one of the tools here is called Bridge, and that's going to be our savior right there. And actually, before I do that, let me click on Studio Monitor. Studio Monitor is NDI Tools' way for you to actually see and use NDI here. So if I go into here and I go down to, it's not showing. One second. Am I playing a video? Oh, I'm not playing a video. One second. I thought I was playing a video. There we go. All right, now I'm playing a video. I go into Studio Monitor, and Studio Monitor is how you can use your Windows machine to do NDI stuff. So I can actually go into the NDI for the Rodecaster, and I can actually see my Rodecaster here. See and hear it. You're not hearing the audio from it because I have it muted, so if I unmute this, it's going to be a horrible echo, so my apologies ahead of time. So there you go. Oh, actually, no echo. Huh. I was expecting an echo. I'm a little disappointed. This is HDMI 4, right? Oh, HDMI 4 is not unmuting. I see. No, it is. Oh yeah, no, for sure. You can definitely hear my computer. All right, anyway. But what I'm trying to show is that this is the Rodecaster. So you can actually use this to monitor your Rodecaster. That's an important note. As long as you have NDI tools installed, that's a cool thing. That's a side thing that I learned. But if I go back over here to OVO Blue, oh gosh, jeez, I need to change that. We're gonna go over here to VLC, and you can see that it's running the video that my friend recorded. It's running a little slow, and I don't know why it's running a little slow. Do I have it running at half speed? Let me see. That is weird. That is a weird situation that I have not faced before. I feel like I accidentally changed the speed of it, but you know what? It's not relevant. Because all you need to know is that the video is running. Actually, okay, it is relevant. Let me see if I can fix that. See normal speed. No, it's just showing up very trippy. That's a little disappointing. All right, anyway, if I skip forward in the video, you'll see that it does change over here. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe this struggles with it too. Yeah, no, that does not look like as live of a feed as I would have hoped. Interesting. Let's try it again. Okay, so that updated, but it's still running a little slow, and I'm not entirely sure why. Anyway, all right, so I can't explain why it's running slow there, but the video is running normal. We confirmed it's running normal speed. So going back into the thing I was showing, I just wanted to prove that the NDI feed was actually running, and that it was showing there. We'll see in the final results if it actually shows up properly, which it should. So we're gonna go to Bridge, like I said before. And Bridge, what Bridge does is it essentially allows you to convert a stream or an NDI stream coming in and convert it to a lesser level or translated for those devices that maybe can't use the more advanced stuff. So it starts off on host, and then there's join. I just use local. Again, there's probably some network security things that I probably should be more concerned about, but I'm not being concerned about because I was just trying to get the thing to work. So if I go down to here and I go into my settings and I change this, I'm just trying to make sure that this is all set well, and I set mine to high. You can set yours based on your network. Again, I'm just kind of spitballing and guessing checking here. And then once I do that, I hit start. And what to do is actually converting the NDI streams that are all local here. And when I go into the Rodecaster, I don't have a recording of this, but when you go into the Rodecaster, you should be able to select a source that is actually translated. So maybe I'll be able to use the monitor. Let's see, first let me get a video running. There we go, I got the video running again. And that looks a lot better. Again, I don't know what was going on with the last situation, but it's looking a lot smoother now. And you'll notice that you'll see two. You'll see OVO Blue, you see VLC here, and you'll see OVO Blue Bridge, and it'll have all the things kind of relisted. And that's the main thing you need. You need the OVO Blue Bridge, or sorry, you need the bridge version of whatever your computer name is. And if I do VLC there, it's now on the VLC feed. And if I go back to my Rodecaster, you'll notice that number 5 has been blank this whole time, mainly because number 5 is set to that feed. So actually let me kill the feed here. And you'll see that output number 5, it kind of went dead. And that was because I had to preset this before I started the video. So I couldn't do a live demonstration of showing me selecting and all that fun stuff, but just trust me that it works. And then if I go over here, then all of a sudden it's clicked, all of a sudden it's showing. So much so that I can actually switch over to the source here on the camera, and you are now watching the NDI feed from VLC. So I can do stuff on my computer. I can open up another window. I can do all kinds of fun stuff. I can skip the video forward. I can skip the video backwards. I can speed up and slow down the video apparently. I can do all kinds of cool stuff. There they are moving miniatures around and shuffling pieces around. But one thing you'll notice is that you don't hear anything. So I do want to state that this is one of the limitations that I hope Rode can fix. I had to find a solution around it, so I'll tell you about the solution. But essentially what I needed to do was I needed to run the audio from my computer to the Rodecaster. And I didn't want to do it in a way that was going to have everything on my computer playing sound, because that defeats half the purpose of doing this. But what my solution ended up being was let me switch over to my top camera. My solution ended up being connecting a USB-C cable, USB-A to USB-C cable, one that was strong enough to carry the data that was needed, into the Rodecaster video. And I think camera 6 is, yeah, there's my Rodecaster video over here. So this is pointing to Rodecaster video, and oh no, sorry, dropping stuff. And I have right here, this is the one that's connected to my computer. And again, I'm using a USB-A to USB-C cable, but that's plugged into port number two, USB port number 2 for computer 2. That's just the one I plugged into. I don't know if that's the one you're supposed to use, but that's the one I used. So I plugged it into there, and it's in my computer here, as we saw right there. And that lets me get USB 2. So the importance of that is that now, if I switch back over to my computer, the importance of that is that now that I've done that, again, I probably won't be able to change it because we're live, but if I go back into the Rodecaster app right here, and then I go into the audio mixer, I can add USB 2. So again, I cannot modify it because I'm playing stuff here, but I add USB 2 here, and then I go into VLC, and I change the audio device. It's one of these, isn't it? One second while I figure out which one that I changed. I thought it was the audio device. Clearly that was wrong, so now I gotta figure out where the thing was. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm changing where the audio is playing out of. So maybe it was under tools then. Yeah, I thought it was under audio device, but that's not true. Oh, you know what? It was. Okay, so I switched it back over to automatic. That's what happened. Actually, more specifically, I switched it over to Windows Media Device output, but I'm gonna switch it back to automatic. I'm gonna test this since we're here live, doing new experiments here. I know you guys were looking for solid answers, and I'm giving you guys kind of guesses at this point. So we are here. Let's see, will I be able to change it now? No. Okay. All right. Cool. That's an important note. That's an important note. See, guess and checking. You got to have a theory, have a hypothesis, and then you go and test it, and you see if it actually worked. So I'm gonna switch it over to that one. I'm gonna try to stop the video, and then we're gonna go into audio. And I think now I should be able to change it. Let's play. One thing I didn't do is I didn't close out the video between changes, so we're just gonna have to go with it. You can play around with it if you want to. I don't know, it's late at night. Let me just go and get to the solution here. Whoops. There we go. All right, so we go into audio. I go into devices. So I was correct, I wasn't crazy. And then I select the speakers Rodecaster video secondary. So that's the one that I picked. And then once I do that,
Name of Kings of War. I'm here with my friend CJ.
Hello.
You drove down from Charlotte today. We're here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am going to be...
Sorry, once I do that, you can hear it clearly, the voice and the audio is coming through. And that's perfect. I'll switch back over to the video and let you guys watch like maybe a minute of the video going through NDI. So it's going from my computer. Let me switch over my camera view here. So the video is going from my computer that's running VLC. So it's going from my computer running VLC through over NDI, through NDI Bridge, and then over to the Rodecaster for video. And then for audio is going from VLC using the audio USB secondary output, and is going to the Rodecaster. And those things are showing up on the Rodecaster video, and you're actually able to see and hear things in sync. The main thing is that it's showing up in sync. I have my laptop hardwired directly into a network device that is connected, a router, a switch. It's a little complicated. Let me just switch over to the video so I can point to the things. Over there, over this way. I have my Rodecaster video is connected to a switch that is connected to this router, and my computer is also connected to the switch that's in here that's connected to this router as well. So what I'm saying is that they're all in the same network. So it could be that the quality of video and that the syncedness is pretty good because they're on the same network. So you can feel free to test it all you want. If you do it on Wi-Fi, you might have bad problems. So like I said, let me go ahead and give you guys like a minute or so of the actual video and audio coming through there. I'll also turn the music down so you can just hear it by itself. So you can judge for yourself if this is actually worth all the struggles and trouble. So let's go and switch over to that. 1 second. Where's the USB 2? There we go. All right, here we go. Yep.
I might be able to put her to work with that. I have plans for Morgoth this turn. So Morgoth, he can fly 14. So if I flew him over, he could land about here. And then I'm gonna put a marker there so I know where.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then the Wraiths move 7 and they're nimble. So these Wraiths here, I'm looking at them moving, like in turn, move 7, and then pivot and face that way.
Be very careful when you do that, because you're going to need to set them up in such a way where they do not run the risk of tapping the building.
Yeah. So, and the main thing I need to look at to see is Morgoth has, I did not print it out. Do you know the range of Surge?
12 inches.
12 inches. So
I do not have an infantry template to be able to lend you to assist with that. I am.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna switch to a part where they're actually rolling dice, so I can actually hear the syncness of the video. Also, they're playing Kings of War if you were interested. And Kings of War is a war game that they play, and I was like, hey, yeah, let's do a live stream of it. So that's what we're doing. All right, I'm just trying to get to a spot where we see some dice rolling, because that should be a good indicator of how synced it is. 1 second. Okay, so we have a handful of dice, and okay, all right. Well, that's not the best angle. All right, 1 second. I'll figure it out eventually. If you didn't notice, I was the one controlling the cameras, which is why the cameras is acting all silly here. All right, so rolling. Okay, cool, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna back it up there. I'm gonna let you guys hear the audio for this, so you can see how in sync it was. See how in sync it is between the NDI, the video over NDI, and the audio coming through the USB-C cable. So let's go ahead and mute myself, mute the music, and get them back up here. All right.
Going once to wound.
So my bone skeleton line there, they're made to fall apart, and except cavalry.
Your defense 2s?
4.
Defense 4, crush 2, so it brings it down to 2.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's all of them. So that's going to be 11.
All right, they are dashed 15, so you need a 4 twice.
Correct. On. Dead.
Dead. All right. This is all part of my plan.
And we are going to back the barbarians up.
Okay, all right, so that's gonna be it for that. So as you can see, the video and the audio is pretty good. I mean, it was good enough for me. It saved me from having to upload the entire 40 gigs up to YouTube, which again, it's not the biggest deal. My internet's not that bad here. It's just, I figured, hey, let me go through this convoluted way to actually restream a thing. And also, knowing that I can do this, one of the benefits is that if I do want to do some kind of restream marathon, where we kind of go through some videos and some games that we play through, maybe go through like a full tournament session, or maybe do some kind of like, I don't know, commentating thing where we're talking over the video that we're playing, it's really cool to know that I can use VLC, kind of put the video in there and then hit play. People can watch it on the screen, on the live stream as we're talking over it, or, you know, present a video. I mean, there's so many applications that you can do with this, and it's nice. It's just another tool in the toolbox for using the Rodecaster video, and it's one of the reasons why I bought my own Rodecaster video. But for those who don't know, my friend, who was one of the two playing there, the one whose skeletons got murdered. My friend wanted to build his live streaming box, so I helped him build his box. Basically got to spend his money on a box, and I got to also evaluate the Rodecaster Rodecaster Video. I was using ATEM Mini Pro beforehand. Not that anybody cares about my life story, but I'm telling anyway. And yeah, I've been using the Rodecaster Video for the past month and a half. And yeah, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and buy this thing because it's really good. It stands up to what the claims are. And I know Rode is going to keep adding stuff to it. I know they added a lot of stuff to their Rodecaster Pros. Rodecaster Pro 2 and the Rodecaster Duo. I think they kind of abandoned the Rodecaster 1. So that's not great. But with that said, I have a lot of Rode stuff all around here. So I was like, hey, let me just give Rode some more money. Anyway, so that's my backstory. Long story short, this is a very useful feature. That's why I wanted to make this video. Again, this may not be the most organized video in the world, given all the pitfalls that we ran into there. However, hopefully this can help you all out with doing things with your own Rodecaster Video. This is basically taking advantage of the NDI feature. One of the core things that you need to remember from this is that you can do NDI through VLC into the Rodecaster Video. You will have to solve the audio problem. Because I think with the NDI that VLC sends out, it doesn't actually pull the audio properly, so you don't hear anything, which is a problem. And I definitely tried. I know I can go here. Let me switch back over to my computer so I can round out my my statements here. I think it's number 4. Yeah. So if I go back to my computer here, I know you can add the source here for network 2 because I think the source here is, network 1. I know I can add network 1 inside of here and try to see the audio, but the audio does not come through. And I was trying to see, maybe it was like it needed to be translated or something. Maybe it's like NDI audio things. I don't know. Again, I didn't go further than where the solution worked. It's kind of like, hey, look, I'm looking for, it's kind of like one of the situations of I'm in my room looking for the sock that I need to find. And then as soon as I find the sock, I stop searching. So this worked out for me. This was good enough for my purposes. I got a long enough USB-A to USB-C cable for it to reach, and that just worked out for my purposes. So that was great. Everything worked out. It was pretty cool. And also just to kind of show this. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I'm making this very simple, straightforward video longer for some reason. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to, let's see. I can overlay. I'm going to overlay this. Oh, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. Oh, that's right. Okay, cool. Gonna overlay this. Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh, I was about to say I can't adjust things. That's rude. There we go. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna overlay this, and this is my friends that are playing their Kings of War game. You can see they're still going there. Let me try to get to a more exciting camera angle here. Trying to see where they're like moving around. Okay, cool. All right. So you got hands. It's just showing proof that they're actually they're doing stuff. And the reason why I wanted to show that, that's on. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Sure. All right, we'll get that overlay on. So now they're showing there. Let me switch back over to my computer screen. Nope, wrong one. 1 second. There we go. All right, so we're back on my computer screen. So we have their gameplays going. You can see dice going. I know it's a little bit sparse in the video there, so my apologies for that. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to YouTube here, or I'm just gonna start playing some music in the background. So YouTube resolution tester. There we go, perfect. So I want to play this video here, and this video is just going to run in the background, and it has music, it has audio, and just to prove that, let me turn my HDMI 4. So basically it has this audio going. So that is the computer. So that's HDMI 4. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the audio here, and I have buttons set up. I have a bit focus companion. You might have seen that in the background, or you see in the background here. but for some reason the USB 2 button's not working. But I'm gonna unmute them and I'm going to let you hear them with the video playing and just to show proof that the audio from the computer is not going all through there.
They now get the Aura, so they're gonna, I mean, they would probably have it anyways. So they're gonna charge.
They're also charging from off of a hill, so they'll get thunder off of it too.
That seems nice. That seems nice. So we got skeletons coming off the hill into the piggies.
Essentially, one second, let me mute
Lady
them.
Alona is fighting here. I'm gonna count her.
Okay. So essentially what you have is, like I said, you have just basically a way to send video over to the Rodecaster, video and audio. That's not going to take your computer completely away from you. And that is really, 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 really useful. So I appreciate that greatly. And there we go. I appreciate that greatly. And that's why I wanted to do this whole video about it. So hopefully this could be of use to you guys. Again, sorry I went a little long in the tooth here on the video, but I just want to make sure I kind of covered all my bases, talked about all the different things and possibilities. Maybe this will be useful for you. Maybe somebody will come along and make a more summarized video of all this. Hopefully somebody will. And maybe Rode will actually add something to make the audio be a little bit better. I do know, and another thing to talk about is that the music that you guys hear, the background music that you guys hear, is actually being played through my PTZ camera that's above, the one that's actually looking at us right now. And the reason why I do that is because I don't have any audio coming through that normally. So I just plugged in a mic, so I plugged in my music source into the PTZ camera, so that way I can get the audio over HDMI over to the box. This was to overcome the original limitation that the A10 Mini Pro had, where it only had 2 audio inputs. The Rodecaster Video technically only has 2 audio inputs, but you can get audio over HDMI. So essentially I was taking my music and getting it over HDMI so that way it can show up over here. So that goes a super ultra long way to say that the PTZ camera that I have, it does have NDI 3, and I can get that NDI to show up on the Rodecaster, and I can also get the audio, the music you're listening to right now, to play over NDI through that PTZ camera. So that goes a super ultra long way to say that I do know that the audio over NDI does work for the Rodecaster. I don't know exactly why it doesn't work for the VLC. So again, maybe it's a technical thing, maybe some steps I'm missing, I don't know. Again, this solution worked out for me, so I stuck with it. So that's where I'm at. So again, hopefully this kind of covers all the bases. Hopefully this will help somebody out in the future if they want to do their own using VLC to kind of play some audio clips or play some video clips, maybe get some transitions going there. I don't know. Set your stuff up using BitFocus Companion. Highly recommend BitFocus Companion, by the way. It's really cool. So go investigate that if you would like to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video because it is very late at night. Hopefully this is useful for everybody. Hopefully this is informative, and hopefully this will help you out with your live stream and stuff. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you all whenever.